Three, two, one.
How's it going, guys? It's me, unfortunately. Episode 3 of Shawn'S Awful Podcast. And like I said before, this is not professional. This is not going to be any good. It's fucking awful. That's why it's called the Awful Podcast. Thanks everybody who watched the last episode. 57 views the last time I checked, which is probably 55 more views than I thought I got, or what I actually get. Again, I'm an ass, I can't talk. And I got 3 likes. Thanks. Obviously, there's not a lot to do during this quarantine. So, a lot of people kind of dealing with the stress different ways. You know, some people, maybe have a nice cup of tea. Maybe some people smoke the jazz cigarettes, and I can't really do that anymore because of drug testing where I work. But maybe if I study real hard, I can do that again. But anyway, what I like to do is briefly start off one of my favorite drinks to make, which I mentioned last podcast, whiskey sours. I know there are different ways to make them, but, give it a shot. What the hell? By the way, special shout out to my Biffle, my BFFL, Leah Schill. Thank you very much. You're watching. One of my co-workers, my partner in crime, and occasional drinking buddy. She chastised me because the new drink of choice that we normally have is amaretto sours, and those are phenomenal. And I don't want anyone here to say that's an old lady drink or it's an old man's drink. Well, maybe it is, but the point is it's fucking delicious and it does the job. 6 of those, they go down like ice water. Next thing you know, boom, you're 15 miles away in some stranger's bathtub, and some lady's coming out saying, "Quick, hurry up, my husband's coming home. His shift ended early. He's got a gun." That was out loud. Anyway, so here's a couple main ingredients for a whiskey sour. Normally, the traditional make is what they call a whiskey sour proper, which means you have egg whites, which takes time. So if you go to a very, very busy bar and you ask the bartender for a whiskey sour proper, they'll probably piss in your fucking drink. But if you go someplace kind of, sophisticated and quiet, get a regular whiskey sour. So the main ingredients is any type of whiskey. A sour mash whiskey, preferably, that's what they say, but this is the best that I have, and also I'm white trash. Anyway, so you got your whiskey, Jack Daniels in this particular case. Most importantly, simple syrup. You can get this at any drugstore or liquor store. I happened to get this at the Stop and Shop down the street, and it was very, very dusty, so obviously no one's really making this shit at home. Again, I'm a rebel. I'm doing stuff that no one else does. So you got your simple syrup. Next, lemon juice. Again, you can go to certain places and ask for freshly squeezed lemon, and most likely you'll get freshly squeezed piss into your drink. So don't do that. You don't want to drink piss when you're outside having a couple drinks, having a couple good times. Also, you need to proper measuring. There are different measuring cups. There's the tumblers and all that stuff. I don't have that shit. All right? I don't have my life together. Look at me. I'm making a fucking video in the basement because I'm bored. Because we're stuck inside for the next 2 fucking weeks. Anyway, so what I like to do, you get your mixture. Get some ice in this first. It keeps a little bit cold. Get yourself a nice little fancy Collins glass or a paper cup or a red Solo cup. If you're fancy like me. All right, first off, the main ingredients we're going to do. Start off with the whiskey. So, I've got my fancy smashing measuring glass. You can pick these up at any drugstore. You can go to, like, I don't know, Homewares, a liquor store, or whatever, or the local street corner. It lists all the different ingredients for this particular drinks, and it gives you a proper measuring. So, first off, you're supposed to do 2 ounces of whiskey. But because it's quarantine, we'll do 2.5, because I'm fancy. All right, so here we go. 2.5 ounces. Put that bad boy in the mixer. Secondly, you're going to do, they say 3/4 of an ounce for your simple syrup and your lime juice, but let's make it a full ounce. Yeah, full enough. Put that in there, and you get your lemon juice. Don't do lime. I tried lime, and it tastes like goat piss, but I mean, I'd probably drink it anyway, but fuck it, right? All right, so your ounce of lime juice. There we go. It looks kind of gross, but it's tasty. Put that in there. Like I said, make sure you get your drink with an ice cube. If you have your shaker mixer, you're going to have the strainer on the inside here. Make sure that shit is on tight because you're going to splash it all over yourself and look silly. Shake it for about 20 seconds, you know, like you're supposed to wash your hands. And that's another thing, too. When people are like, well, how long do we wash our hands for? 20 seconds. Okay. How long's 20 seconds? 20 seconds is fucking 20 seconds. So, all right, dummies. Sing happy birthday twice. Well, how fast or slow should I sing happy birthday? These people should be cut out of the herd. If they have to ask you how long 20 seconds is, or they can't do happy birthday twice, fuck them. But guess what it is. And the other thing, too, how fucked up is it going to be the next time you're actually a real birthday party and you're singing happy birthday? All you got to think about is washing your hands. All right, here we go. I know this is boring as fuck, but you're watching this. Okay. All right, so that's nice and good, and that's good and cold. Take this top off. Make sure the strainer's on the inside. Pour it into your Collins glass with ice. There we go. Now, traditionally what you're supposed to do is have a garnish on it. Preferably an orange slice and a cherry on a toothpick. Sometimes you slice the cherry, dip it in to get that. What's that? No garnishes, you say? Yes. I didn't think I'd have to be doing, you know, a little video show with garnishes on it. And I also didn't think it was going to get stuck inside my house for 2.5 weeks, because if someone comes up against you and breathes on you, you could become violently ill or, oh yeah, dead. But anyway, if anyone here is watching one of these or having a drink, again, can't fucking talk. Nice going, Sean. Awful podcast. It's fucking awful. Here's your whiskey sour. It's good. It's sweet. It's tart. And 6 more of these, you're all set to get behind the wheel of an automobile and do a nice long road trip. That's great. So anyway, perfect. Here's you guys. Cheers. And hopefully we won't have to be inside for another month. Oh, this is so good. I wish I could have a bunch of these before I go to work. Anyway, hope everyone's doing okay. Today is unofficially brought to you by Sullivan's. Sully's, as the locals call it, by Castle Island and Salty, right by the beach. Nothing fancy. It's a burger joint. It's a fast food joint. It's been around for, Jesus, almost 70 years. I used to work there when I was a kid. So did my brothers, my sister, and my dad worked there when he was a kid 1,000,000 years ago. So that's a long time. The burgers, the hot dogs, they got, I don't know if they have that fucking ice cream anymore. They got great shakes. Now they're doing, breakfast sandwiches. They're doing all sorts of cool shit. The food's very, very tasty. Portions are great. The prices are more than reasonable. It's delicious. And the nice thing about that, you get to walk around Fort Independence, one of the oldest forts in the United States. And did you know, here's a fun fact, historical fact, Edgar Allan Poe was stationed at Fort Independence on Castle Island, which gave him the idea to write The Cask of Amontillado. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not. Number one, I probably had 2 of these before we did this. And secondly, I'm an ass who barely made through high school. So yeah. So if you ever get a chance, well, unfortunately they shut them down too because of the quarantine. But when they open back up, if you get a chance, Sullivan's, Castle Island. You can buy one of these t-shirts down there. It's $20, very soft. It's cotton. What else you want, right? Let's see. What else is going on? Pretty much it. Catch up with a lot of people who I haven't spoken to in a long time. Every once in a while, if you can, check on your friends, shoot them an email. There's a very, very famous comedian on Twitter, Whitney Cummings, who said, no matter what's going on, don't text your ex. Words to live by. Oh, I'm just going to leave that and let it sink in. Even not through a quarantine, ever. So that's why I tried to limit myself on these, so I don't, rekindle a toxic relationship. Here's to you. Perfect. So, I probably should have properly prepared for this before I did, but again, piss poor performance. Oh, a quick sponsor for today. Today's episode is brought to you by Pepsi. When they don't have Coca-Cola, there's Pepsi. So, I want to thank everyone who added some comments and people who DM'd me, thank you, on Twitter. A couple of people said that they like the show. Strange. How the fuck did you like this? It's dog shit, but thank you. And a couple of the people had some very, very nice criticisms. One particular person, I don't know what it is, I forget what her Twitter handle was. She said, what a fucking waste of time it is, and then I need help. Probably, yeah, you're probably right. Not really a waste of time, it's 5 minutes, What else you do? You get time to watch this shit. Also, from Beantown Guy 617, 2 suggestions. One was to hang myself, jump into a bathtub with the radio. That was a good one. And there was another one that he had another suggestion for me. I don't know if that's physically possible for me to do that to myself, but if it was, it would probably hurt a lot. But thanks. I really, really appreciate that. What else? A little tough. There's no sports. There's nothing going on. So now you turn on, ESPN or the other shows, and they're showing like baseball games or hockey games from 2 years ago and all that stuff. It's strange times we're living in, my friends. I know everyone hates when they say that, strange times, but what are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do, right? Nothing. Except have more of these. Smooth. Anyway, as I said previously, we're supposed to do a more professional podcast. Looks like that might not happen anytime soon, but it should happen as long as it's not raining fire or anything like that. It's tough. Everything's affected. As I had mentioned before, I'm an actor, and occasionally if a TV show or a movie comes into town and I'll be able to trick them during the audition process that I'm any fucking good, sometimes I'll get hired for stuff. There was recently a commercial that I auditioned for, and I got a call back, and it was great. It was all set up, and they canceled that. It's postponed indefinitely. I know there's a lot of local actors out of work too, where they had projects go on. That's been postponed indefinitely. There was a short that I was supposed to do with my writing partner and friend Dave Curtis. That's been postponed. Everything's postponed. And also, if you get a chance, if you're down at your local supermarkets, or if you're at Dunkin' Donuts or any place or any takeout place where the people are still fucking working there, even though what's going on, those guys, men and ladies, thank you so much. You guys are brave. You're putting your ass out line. You're risking everything. And if you get a chance, if you pay with a credit card, get some money out of the ATM machine. Give them a couple extra bucks, because if it wasn't for that, you'd be eating fucking ramen noodles every fucking day, or pasta all the time. I love pasta, but I never thought I'd say this. I could eat pasta every day now. Now I know that's not the case. I don't want to eat pasta ever again. So if you ever see these people, all the food industry people who are still working there, tip them and say thank you. But more importantly, be nice to them. I used to work in the service industry, and I got to tell you, people are assholes. I remember one time I used to bartend at this one place in Southie, the Cornerstone. It's no longer there. It's a hotel. Just about every place I've ever worked or lived and went to school is a fucking condominium now. Thanks, Progress. But anyhow, true story. These 6 guys came in, had dinner and drinks. The tab came out to be like $3.60. Took care of them. Everything was great. And they left. And when I was about to clean up the place, they left me a $2 tip, which infuriates me. I mean, I know usually, you know, I'm shit. I don't really deserve tips. But I was very, very nice to those people. And unfortunately, unfortunately, some of those people, you know, no one saw this coming. No one had any fucking idea this was going to happen. They're living on tips. It's tough. And all of these restaurants are shutting down. So like I said, if you can, if you're out there, Dunkin' Donuts, restaurant, takeout place, pizza place, anything, even if you don't fucking get anything from there, run inside, give them a couple bucks. It's karma, right? Or some shit like that. Anyway, I had a couple of cards written down of some of the things I was going to talk about. You know, just some ideas, suggestions, and guess what? Can't find them. Can't find them. You know why? These. So the important thing is, remember, never make any important decisions or make anything and post it online in public without having out. No, fuck that. I think it's just me. I'm so stupid. But anyway, let's see. What else? Binge watching shows. I was going through some stuff on Netflix. There's a new documentary movie called Pandemic. And I spoke to someone and I said, hey, did you see that documentary on Netflix? It's called Pandemic. You should watch it. No, I don't have to watch it. I'm fucking living it. We all are. Save yourself some money and some time. Watch something else. Watch something like, you know, binge watch Stranger Things again. Pandemic. What the fuck? I don't know, guys. But, again, this is called an awful podcast for a reason. Because it's fucking awful. But, again, this is the whole premise of the show. It's so bad, it's a little good at the same time. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Hopefully you like this episode too. And if you didn't, again, you shouldn't like this. It's awful. It's fucking brutal. But hopefully the next one will be better / worse. And I'll be able to do more of a show prep the next time. So it'll be somewhat more entertainment and tolerable. But anyway, thanks again everyone who watched. Special shout out again, Biffo, to you. Thank you, Leah. And probably a couple days before I release this. But at the same time, who gives a shit, right? Right. All right, guys. Everyone be safe and have a drink. I know I will. So long.